Mic check, 1, 2. Let's see. Mic check, 1, 2. Welcome back. Hope you guys have been having a good day. You know, it's a beautiful day. Pretty hot down here, though. So, there's quite a few things have been happening since the weekend. Lower this a bit. Bang in my ear. I got stream elements, please. Don't. Stop. Please. Stop. All right, so here we are with another beautiful day. Hope you guys have been having a nice, fantastic day. It's a nice Tuesday. We may be boiling over here. AC broke. Let's see. No skin off my shoulders, oh. Let's see. It's my avatar. And there we are. Let's see. Getting some things prepared here. Alright, so let's start the day, shall we? Seems that Gran Turismo 7 is not getting an update, which is funny because we also have Forza Horizon 5 about to release in next week. Maybe not even next week, this week, I think. The 28th. Yeah, next week. I don't know. And a lot of Gran Turismo fans have been visibly upset about the quality of the content that we've been getting for the last few patches. So basically, the last season, since the last season. Let's see here. Do we even have one? No, I don't have one. Giulia Sprint GT Veloce, 1967. Gotta rent one. Bluette. And so I kind of rag on GT7 a lot when it comes to its update, but it has been pretty bad for the last three updates. More noticeably so than ever. Like even the motor, the engine swaps that you could do haven't exactly been exciting. They've just been like, oh, let's take the DHK and slap it into other cars that use boxers. Like, oh wow, so other Porsches and Subarus. The Subarus were kind of neat though, but come on. Drink soda, a little bit of soda. Well, nope. So that puts Gran Turismo 7 in a weird position. Rude. That was rude. Damn it. But I understand though. But I understand. So I just wonder how badly Gran Turismo 7's player base is gonna be. Like once like all the people like me just migrate over to Forza Horizon 5, you know? Because it's like uh there's some cool cars, but not a lot of content to do them with. There's also a lot of limitations with the cars that are in the game that you're not allowed to do, etc., etc., etc. We can go down the entire list. Like I could watch. What was it? Raffle Waffle. We could watch Raffle Waffle all day. And I can probably add to the list of things that has occurred since the initial videos he's made criticizing the game. Let's see. Come on, 3D Ruiz. Pretty slow over here. Yeah, buddy. There we go. And then I have played Forza Horizon 5 before. So back when I was in Jacksonville, I was um I was studying trade, and then I was specializing into a trade. And one of my I guess neighbors, very friendly guy. He liked cars and stuff like that, which was par for the course when you're dealing with an area that is like I guess uh, like majority of the people there were there for that program. So then it makes sense. Everything makes sense. So, but he let me try out Forza Horizon 5 as time went on, and I can tell from the game, even though I don't exactly agree with open world, uh, the open world formula for it, I can see the appeal. Especially if like you've been into like games like Burnout or Need for Speed, certain Need for Speed games, and Wow, we got a penalty for that one. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. So like Need for Speed, Burnout, those old EA racing games, people love that formula. Um, so, but they just don't like EA anymore. You know what I mean? Because EA's basically ruined those two franchises since then. So Forza Horizon kind of follows a similar note, similar beat, you know? I mean, now we gotta serve a 1 second penalty. Ouch. Oh no. No, sir. It's gonna be a 1.5 second penalty right there. I guess not. So from there, Forza has a really good chance to succeed really well, where Gran Turismo players have felt basically abandoned by this game, and now we basically are just biding time until Gran Turismo 8, because we already know that that exists. We know that that's being developed. So Gran Turismo 7 will probably go down the books as perhaps one of the worst Gran Turismo games ever made. Which you would figure, you know, like with all this progressive technology um, and design, that wouldn't be so much the case. But the live service formula, from what we GT players have experienced, doesn't exactly mesh well with the again with the formula that we already have. So it's like we were fed something that we thought was one thing, but actually got served another. So this is basically like GT Sport, and GT Sport had more things that you could do as well. That's the funny part. So just I guess dooming about about this franchise, because I quite like Gran Turismo as a brand, you know, especially back in the old days, Gran Turismo 3 especially, it had that really stupid, overly edgy mid 2000s tone. It was so good, but we don't have that anymore. So I think this game would probably rank worse than Gran Turismo 3. Because the fidelity of this game can only do so much for it. And I hope Kaz and his team take that to heart. Fidelity is not everything. So I actually kind of want them to tone it down a bit in Gran Turismo 8. If it means getting more cars in, more content, more tracks. Because everybody wants Motegi. We haven't had, I think Motegi, which is a very famous Japanese racetrack, has only been in Gran Turismo one time, and that's Gran Turismo 6, I believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my understanding, which is very ironic because this is a Japanese brand that heavily favors Japanese and Super GT cars. Well, they used to. But one of the most famous Super GT tracks doesn't get used a lot, if at all. Maybe it was DLC for GT5 too. Who knows? I don't remember. It's been such a long time. Oh man, the hate against Brazil is real. I mean, they do it to themselves, you know. But that's a whole different debate. They're no strangers to being crappy to other players. Oh man, it was especially a fucking hilarious time dealing with Brazilians in League of Legends. Like, you have no idea. Cover. Oh, right. Blue it. I guess no will qualify. And the worst part is people like me, since I was a blip in the radar. Obviously, I'm not a popular content creator by far. Um, uh, Before I made this account, obviously I had other accounts. This is not my only account. But even then, people wouldn't really take me seriously when I would say that, you know, that we don't have to be grateful to the Japanese just because they are making free content for us that normally gets put behind a paywall in other racing games of late, like Assetto Corsa, for example. That's like one of the biggest ones, which I played Assetto Corsa, and you know what? Assetto Corsa at least does the game right. Um, you know, they got everything right in the game. They have all the cards you could want. You just are gonna have to buy the packs for it. They have like multi-class racing. They have all these different events. They enjoy putting in race cars. That can't really be said for Gran Turismo, which especially like um one of the more common races to use to play in sport mode is the Group 4 cars. How is it that the Group 4 car has been so dominant, which is the GTR, for such a long time without a POB balance? How is it that the Porsche RSR, 911 RSR, has been dominant since the game launched, since day one? I mean, now you can go ahead and kind of say that the 911 RSR is more of a skill car now. Like you have to make it work now. It's still a really good freaking car. And chances are, like, if you've been like playing the RSR even with the nerfs subsequently throughout the years, that's probably not gonna phase you too much, and you're gonna continue using the RSR because this is what you know. So the car, like, you grew with the car, and like now the other cars in GT3 or Group 3 in this game can at least now stand a chance. As we've seen right now, it's the RCZ with certain tracks is really good. And what was it, a few weeks ago? just a couple of weeks ago when we had the Watkins Glen, it was basically M6 mirror matches everywhere. So matchmaking is obviously pretty weak. The balance of performance doesn't exactly work the way that they probably hoped it did. Which, for those that don't know, the balance of performance is Gran Turismo's built-in way of equalizing the playing field between cars. Otherwise, the Viper would probably be the most broken car in the game. As far as Group 3 is concerned. Or they would have to severely nerf the car through fuel consumption, one of the two. And not every single event makes use of fuel consumption anyway. So that could probably be a fucking doomer for all this stuff right now, but it's whatever. We can only hope that Polyphony Digital learned the lesson. So I've kind of given up on this game, to be honest. But again, like, I've been playing this game for so long, there's nothing really else that's kind of like Gran Turismo for what it does. A set of courses is one thing, but, you know, there's always the but. They don't exactly grant you as much freedom for customization nor oh shit. Oopsies. Yeah, there's not much of a chance for customization, but they do grant you a lot of cars that, hell, we don't even have. Like the Bentley Continental GT3, which I would personally love. Give me my boat. I want my boats. Please. Let's see. And the worst part is like Gran Turismo also makes the Gran Turismo 7 specifically acknowledges like all these other cars through like the photos and stuff like that. Like, you know, if you leave the game menu for a while, it'll go to like an idle and it'll start giving you like trivia stuff and whatever. So the fact that it'll talk about other cars that are not in the game just kind of feels really dumb. And you can't forget about the cars that have been with Gran Turismo for like majority of the franchise, and then out of nowhere it's gone. Like, it's a shame that, like, for example, TVR is a oddball automotive car company, but in the games they've showcased, what was it, the Griffith 500, the Cerbera and the Cerbera Speed 12 alongside the Speed 6. And right now the only TVR we got is the Speed 6. Let's make use of the license for that. English can be kind of hard sometimes, but that's besides the point. Come on, stop. There we go. Not a good stop. That was a very late stop. Okay, we got a good angle. Come on. All right, we'll take that. So another insult to injury is like talking about. We can talk about Skoda. Skoda, for those who don't know, is it's a Czech-based auto manufacturer. You could say if it was still like Yugoslavia, they were the same country that gave us such hits as the Yugo, also known as the worst car in the world. But that's besides the point. Obviously, Skoda is a completely different manufacturer, but yet we only got one car from Skoda, and it's not even a real life car. It's a freaking Vision GT car, so it doesn't even actually exist. Like at least the old school concepts that we used to get, they actually existed at one point and ran. Example: the Citroen, the Citroen concept by GT is a pretty badass looking car. Like if you actually go Google it, you'll see just how exotic it looks and stuff like that. And the most impressive part is that it actually exists and it runs. You could drive it. They actually made a few to sell to people. And while I remember this car used to be kind of OP back in Gran Turismo 5, but the real life version, they couldn't make it too powerful, so they had to actually use a normal run-of-the-mill Ford modular V8 as its power plant. And it's like, damn, look at Ford. It's in the heart of Citroen. I don't know how to properly pronounce that company's name. You're gonna have to forgive me. Right, so we got Warta, Canadian, and Kuok. Whichever the case may be. So there's that. Come on, boy. There you go. All right, so he psyched himself out, and we will proceed. So I guess that's enough dooming about cars and stuff for now. We'll do that again some other time. So many weird things have come up. People are shit posting about the Pope's death, you know? Yo, what up, Trent? How you doing? But like besides the obvious fact that it's sad that, you know, the Pope died, but you know, he lived a long life, 88 years. Not many people can say that. Some are finding it funny that after JD Vance happens to leave the area, the Pope dies. I'm like, come on, guys, come on. That's a little too tinfoil for me. And then, oh, damn, Ruiz, calm down. Exactly. It hasn't even been a day, and people are already shit posting about the Pope's death. And then, whatchamacallit, an artist I followed actually made a pretty wholesome art of him and a character from Frieren, named Freeran, and it was good. It was awesome. But he posted that on Easter Sunday, and it was just like, oh boy, now he feels bad about it. Yeah, people will make some very weird things. I think for some people it gave it credence that JD Vance probably did something because he's actually someone of political importance. Unlike Jay Schlatt, like Jay Schlatt would be like completely out of left field, completely out of left field. Still weird and funny nonetheless. Oh no! So I guess 4chan is like seeping into every other part of the internet right now because there's no place to contain all of this nonsense right now. Ah, see, I didn't know that too much. I'm aware of Jay Schlatt, but I don't consume his content too much. Or I probably didn't see any like memeable stuff that may have escaped out of his content. What was I saying? Ahí está Ruiz. ¿A dónde va? Ouch. All right, Busty B. So people think that JD killed Francis. Uh, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are just shit posting about it. No, no, no. I was somewhat moving on from the Pope's death. I was talking about how like since 4chan is gone, there's no real place to actually contain none of this brain rot and retarded shit posts. Hell, some of these are even just straight up cult posting, and it's almost like rampant on Twitter. It's almost insane. Like we're starting to feel the effects of what it's like not to have 4chan right now. They definitely had to have gone to X because that's like the biggest platform where anything kind of matters goes. Like as much as people hate to admit it, X is too important. That's why oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh, that was real life. I would have flown through that. I would have died. Either way, poor driving skills aside, yeah, like if X was like X is too relevant not to have migrated over there after 4chan died. It's like too obvious, you know what I mean? And I hear some people saying that 4chan might still come back, but like, bro, so much was leaked from 4chan, you would have to basically rebuild the website again from scratch. So that's probably going to take some time. Well, yeah, you have other chans because 4chan was just a derivative of Nichan or 2chan as other people called it. It's just that none of them really took off as hard as 4chan did. 4chan was like the perfect storm. Yeah. What stuff we got here? We got the Nürburgring Sprint for what group? What group? Group 3? And the Yamigiwa plus Miyabi layout. A-Lab Group 4 event. We'll do one, sure. Oh, they killed the GTR with this one. You can't use the GTR, it's banned. Interesting. Use SLS Group 4. Alrighty, Trent. We'll see you later. See you here. It's gonna be a bit of fun. Good smile racing. That was almost pretty bad. I know this is gonna be hell on the real race. On lap 1. It's gonna be terrible. We could have gone a little faster there. Ooh. It's gonna be quite a long race. 8 laps of this, so that'll be like about 20 minutes. About a 20-minute race. Interesting. Getting pretty fast. A little faster. Yeah, there we go. That was terrible. But somehow we managed to keep our our time difference. Although we really felt the loss of time through that hairpin. We penalized ourselves pretty badly there. I am, son. You're sliding hard. That was a poor lap. I think we have one more lap to try this again. Hmm? We fucked it up. Um. All right, so we can't even continue with this lap. We will sit and chill. Still got some soda. Well, no, I don't. I don't have any soda. Damn. I got no energy drinks, no soda, no coffee. That's let's see here. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Got minute 30 before we got a dip for the race. I think it's time. I think it's time for a little tune. Well, so what am I gonna start off with? Here we go. Start with this one. I'm about to start the race, boys. Have a good race, everybody. At least I got some rice.
Hold me till my heart breaks. Tell me what you want to say. That I know nothing at all. Love me like you mean it. Need me and say you faked it. Leave me on, let me fall. Paint the sky blue, the way I want to. And go back, change it all.
Mm. Got Marvel, Daz, allowing us to overtake two people at once. We give a bump to Burns because he wanted to defend his ninth place position so fucking badly. But Felipe is not giving up either. Still behind us even after that incident. Let's go. Should have known better. You should have known better. Should have known better. Should have known better. Oops. Oh, my bad. Yep, I could not stop. I couldn't stop. And the game's gonna treat it as super deliberate. It didn't even give me a reason. It's just like, here, take these 4 seconds and ponder about it. Alright, bomb fast. Yeah, it wasn't exactly pretty. That was a pretty weak overtake. Uh-oh. Getting distracted a little bit. Okay, we got this. We did not get that. We'll give up to the Genesis. Oh, it's Tars. Tars. Here we go. Alright. So we are losing ourselves pretty badly. Oh no. Again. Is racing mediums the only tires admittable? That'd be nice. We'll take a pit here. Plug it. Yeah, racing mediums are the only good tires. So we just take this moment, be good, and not kill people. Although just take a bit of food. Took out Onino. He sucks at this track, apparently. It's okay, buddy. So do I. That was a very late braking period. For once, we didn't kill ourselves on the other curb. Made it through the S's just fine. Really good. I assume this is where he died last time. That's how we caught up so fast. But he made it this time. Made it around the Big Bend just fine. I hate that section so much. We fucked it up so badly. Damn. You try not to hit that curb. Some curbs good, some curbs bad. Of course. And I get a penalty on top of that. Beautiful. Look how I went up to love position just because of DNFs. That was like one of the most ridiculous penalties I've ever seen. Like, I've already wiped out. I'm already slow as fuck. Here's a hot second penalty just because. Well, that was fucking stupid. Just was kind of like a waste, 20-minute waste. But I did kind of figure it was gonna take about 20 minutes though, so not awful for everything. However, yo, wow, so fucking slide outward. Oh, so the guy crashed left already? Yeah. I wanted to apologize to him. Oh, yeah, Felipe. Felipe was the dude that crashed. Felt bad for that guy. He didn't deserve that. Yeah, wrecked real hard. We can try this one more time. So we probably have enough time to do 2 laps. And that is it. So let's just focus on natural learning this track. This one's pretty nice. This right here, if you sweet spot the S's, you don't have to brake like that. At 50 meter, start braking, go in. Oh. Someone in the halfway point. We're going in. And we don't lose our rear end. Respect the hairpin. Alright. Then we can take care of these S's, no problem. Look what occurred. Alright, let's not die here. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. Hit the apex, hit the apex. God damn it. Apex was not hit. And we left on a gear that we shouldn't have. We should have downshifted. Alright. Beware that curb on that one. I need to figure out how to navigate through that S. Maybe this car is just me. I don't like the SLS, and we can't use the GTR. We can't use the GTR or the McLaren Group 4 It's 650S. There you go. It's front engine rear wheel drive only. I think yeah, we did break our old record already. Just from not trying to die and actually try to study the track. And this is a fairly high-speed track. So I guess a car that can brute force corners such as the Aston V8, it's a pretty good choice. Yeah, brute force corner and carry a lot of speed. I guess that's why the Aston is top tier right now. My rear end slid out, so we lost some time. Damn, so close. We somewhat got it. Green. Yeah, we only had time for 2 laps, so it was that. But just like that, we are now in 8th. Let's go. So yeah, the grid is mainly Astons. We are starting to get some Supras. We got Cabrolino, yeah, returning player. With the Viper, very standout car. I don't see what's going on here. I guess we got another SLS AMG driver. Oh, he left. Oof. We got a new one, Cobra. So we still have Sethamphetamine. Oh, Buttered Toast. I remember Buttered Toast. How don't I recognize that name? Here we go. Alright, let's get to it. Yeah, Yamagiwa and Miyabi layout. Sethamphetamine is still top dog. We got a beautiful start so far. Yeah, let's just not kill people. Got Dash right on our left. Rest in peace. I didn't think I'd be sliding so far into him like that. New Sentinel dies, and Iron Fix goes with him. Cat Marvel. I mean, Aras. I don't think Aras did that by maliciously either. It's just very easy to oversteer that corner. So we're gonna slowly catch up to Aras. Sethamphetamine has decided to leave. And now we are finally going back north. We're on the second half of the Kyoto driving park. Cat Marvel maintains his line when I slide out, so he gets to take P5. I think I got it. Obviously, we can't take full advantage of that right now. Still got that Brolino right behind us. Shoot. I feel you, Cabrolino. I feel you. Oh. So we're not really catching up anywhere to Cabrolino. It's kind of like a standstill. God damn it. There we go. We got it. We got it this time. Something happened to MQ. So now we are at P5. Interesting. There we go. So I think you have to hit that curb fairly hard. Okay. Gabrielino is gonna go take a pit. Use this time to try to catch up to Cap. We want to stay with the top pack as much as I possibly can. Oh no. I got hit with the penalty for that. Ooh. So Dash decided to leave. Still have Kakaroto right behind us. How he doing? And Hugo Marquez is doing very well for himself right now. Cat Marvel went off road. Oh, we fucked it up. Made a little oopsie there. We didn't hit the curve as we should have, so it launched us the other way instead. And that curve is dangerous. But if you get it just right, it really does shave some fucking time off your lap. Uh-oh. We didn't hit the S's as we should have. We decelerated a lot. That's okay. Get it? You get it? And GT Matt and Hugos are pretty fast. I think GT Matt might be able to break my lap time. Take a lap with them. Butter Toast decided to leave. Alright, get me out of here. So it's Cavallino. So I currently still have the fastest lap because the other two, GT Matt and Hugo Marcus, have to pit. I guess MQ wasn't paying attention, or maybe his normal braking point is a bit later than mine's. Yellow flag, yellow flag. Kakaroto's shit broke. It's a little scary. Alright, MQ, let's go. And so, whew. That was a bit intense, I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, we lost our line. It led us off the track, allowing Kakaroto to take P6. Making us in P7. Aras broke my fastest lap. I just realized that. Aw. That's unfortunate. And Cat Marvel's behind me too. Yeah. Last lap. Let's go. We got Noob on our left. Let's go. I think that was beautiful. That was like the best time I've ever had with that hairpin. Yeah, Marvel almost destroys himself. That was a good race. I actually liked that race. That race was more fun for me. Although I think I had an altercation with somebody very early on. I don't remember who. A good race. Did I bump somebody? I don't remember if I did. Oh well. Oh well. We will continue to the next race. I'm gonna take a chill pill. Iger Nopan. Let's go. And I think from there, we will do something different. So I think we can continue talking about some other topics since now we're not in like a so serious race. Let's see. I think I have something on my Twitter saved that I think I wanted to talk about. I think we can go check that out real quick. Let's see here. Okay, so oh, there it is. Yeah, there is something that I did want to talk about. There is a post that reads, I know it can be a pain to set up a whole bunch of setups during a tournament. We don't want it to be really hard. We want you to be able to run a tournament without the internet. well, having to jump through a whole bunch of hoops to unlock a bunch of champions. So, for those who may not know or partake in fighting games, because I do partake in fighting games, I just need to um, fix my connection so I can have a better experience, not just for both my opponent and me can have a good enjoyment when playing. Because it probably sucks for I know it sucks for me. I fucking hate it. But I'm pretty sure it also sucks for my opponent as well, having to fucking deal with lag, especially on delay-based games. Because I would like to play more Bleach on the versus, PvP, on the versus side of things. But I can't do that because of how unstable my connection is. And it turns out, funny story. Bless her heart, my mother saw that this cable was not being used for a long time, and apparently it was such a sore to her. She decided to cut it so she can get rid of it and not have to see it. Little did she know, that cable was my Ethernet cord that was running through the room. Because we have like a office that we share. But for the most part, it's just mainly her. I set up my own spot elsewhere in the house. But that cable was supposed to, that's where I had the modem. So the cable ran from where I'm at right now all the way to that room to connect to the modem. And it hasn't been used in a while because the family PC, which is where I'm set up now, it's just a brick. It's paperweight. So she didn't see anything wrong with it. It hasn't been connected in forever. Just remove it. So I got a new cable for that. So I can fix my internet connection. Thankfully for me, this game in particular has extremely good netcode. So it seems that no one's really been bothering too much about my internet connection. Although I've seen other people have extremely terrible internet connection. And that's probably why sometimes if we play games, like right now, I'm currently at 4 bars. That's really good. But most average is the 3 bars. And out of nowhere, sometimes I'll drop to 1 bar. So that's probably the lack of an Ethernet cable probably has something to do with that. And it probably feels that bad in a delay-based netcode, such as Bleach Rebirth of Souls. So that's neither here nor there. There was a statement that excerpt that I just read to you was from 2XKO, which is an upcoming fighting game from Riot featuring League of Legends characters. I have been eyeing this game since it was announced, because I've always wanted a League of Legends fighting game, for a long time, especially I used to be a Riven main, so go figure. But that is a champion that was inspired by Smash Bros characters Marth and Roy. So she was literally like a reference to fighting games, especially with her innate ability to cancel her animations. But that's whatever. So that last part that was read was it's confirmed, I guess, through that post, that you have to unlock the characters. And right now I can't really obviously read right now. We're in the middle of a race, and we got this this Brazilian that really enjoys Jamaican pride, for one way or another, is having a really fun time holding on to his part. Anyway, so unlocking characters in a fighting game is nothing to be unheard of until you hear the fact that 2XKO, which is a tag team fighter, will release with a base roster, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. Fuck you. I'm gonna fucking smash your fucking car in when I get there. Don't you worry, boy. Don't you worry. But anyway. Yeah, that was super deliberate. So, 2XKO has, from what I saw, is going to have a base roster of 10 characters. That's not good. Some people can't handle it, bro. Some people can't. So, either way, I think we're digressing a little. Not digressing. It's totally my intention. So, the fact that you have a 10-character base roster for a game that has been anticipated for at least 6 years. This game was announced before the pandemic. So, that's extremely rough. And, you know, I get it. League of Legends, technically, you don't start off with any champions, but at least League of Legends started you off with a base roster of like 30 some champions. And all you had to do was just pick one. This is a game where you have to pick 2 characters, at least to enjoy the game fully. So I'm assuming there's probably going to be a good period of time where 1v1s are probably going to be like the thing for most players. At least in day one, as they accrue time to build up, you know, which characters they want in their roster, in their 2v2 lineup, because this game does apparently support functionalities for 1v1, but the game is balanced around 2v2. And yeah, you technically can have a 2v2 or 4-player match, but I wonder how those are going to be set up. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that runs. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be smooth. League of Legends is a massive IP, so match times shouldn't be, you know, that terrible for this game. However, the roster being 10, I cannot believe it. So far, that means that the confirmed characters such as Ahri, Echo, Jace, and Darius, Illaoi, Yasuo, I think that's what, 5 that I listed so far. Let me repeat: Jinx, Ahri, that's 2. Jinx, Ahri, Echo, Darius, that's 4. Illaoi is confirmed. Yasuo is confirmed. Yeah, that's 5. Those are the 5 characters that I last saw to be confirmed for the game. So I haven't been up to date with if there's any news for any other characters to be coming out. Let's see. Come here, boy. That's this last lap, last lap. And of course, we get a half-second penalty. I would have to read like the rest for that statement afterwards. We'll see what's going on there. Poor Shankopotamus. I wish this was the reverse layout. Reverse layout probably would have been so much more fun. All right, so while we wait for that, let's read this, right? So I'll reread the excerpt from 2XKO. Hell, you can read this with me. This is from the Twitter 2XKO Intel. I know it can be a pain to set up a whole bunch of setups during a tournament. We don't want you to be really, we don't want that to be really hard. We want you to be able to run a tournament without the internet, without having to jump through a bunch of hoops and unlock a bunch of champions. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to be able to play this game offline. I hope that's not a spoiler. There's going to be a way for you, as a tournament organizer, to have all the champions unlocked without having to grind them out yourself. Now, you won't have all the content. It's hard for us to have skins enabled and stuff like that, but at least you'll be able to play the game in tournament offline. That's our selling point. Okay, so let me see. I said from all the obvious reasons, the roster should be fully free and playable. They need to offer the ability to straight up purchase the game full stop, or it's not going to work. So it will be monetized like LOL as well. Announcing that there's an offline mode with all characters unlocked implies that there's an online mode with all the characters unlocked, which is freaking moronic considering that there's only 10 characters in a tag fighting game that's been in development for nearly a decade. This right here, this dude, what the hell? Yeah, this dude right here, it's a free game. They do this for LoL and Valorant. You don't even know how many characters are unlocked. It could be 2. Chill. Bro, chances are they're probably gonna do it. Like, if that's the case, that sounds really dumb. They should just give you the 10 characters. If it's just 2, they should just give you the 10. Unless there's like some in-game way to unlock them without some sort of store or currency. But that's not going to be likely. I'm pretty sure that's not going to be likely. League has never really used a in-game content form of unlocking content, you know, using your content to get further content, etc. So I doubt that would be the case. League will probably, not League, 2XKO will probably use a method of 5 characters unlocked because, well, 10 champions, you know, for probably in reference to the roles in the actual game where there's 10 players at a time. That's my guess. Let's see. But either way, to have only 10 characters in the base roster for a game that's been in development hell for almost a decade is really, really sour. Let's see. Let's Google. Let's see here. Google. Hold on. Let me get in rotation. We'll go yellow this time. Please don't mind the background noise. Let's see, enter qualifying. Let me check here. Yeah, I already spoke about the poll. See, 2XKO base roster. That's right, Braum was also confirmed. So Jinx, Braum, Ari, Darius, Echo, Yasuo, Illaoi. So we have 6 confirmed characters. Katarina. Let me see. Yeah, because they kept using Katarina for a lot of earlier tech demo stuff. That's 7. Vi would make sense considering the arcane stuff. Let's check. Ari, Braum, Darius, Echo, Illaoi, Yasuo. See. Jinx was just added to the game despite this, the hell? They have had this roster of characters forever, it feels like. The optimist in me wants to think they have a lot more hidden away that they may be able to start, puking out at the game's launch, but I don't know. Maybe they were hit hard with layoffs and we don't know about too. Really weird though. 10 is so small that people will get uninterested very easily if their favorite character isn't there. Jinx was just added to the game despite being one of the first characters revealed 4 years ago. Illaoi was revealed in 2022 and we got Braum in 2024. Then you have Katarina, who people assumed was confirmed since they were shown in the dev videos, was actually deconfirmed last year. Ouch. How do you have... What? Bro, that's rough. What? Riot can't do more than 10 characters at launch, and some people think the Riot MMO will actually happen. Laughing my ass off. That's a shame, dude. Riot was getting a whole lot of like favorable support from fans, and yeah, people give them shit for like the cosmetic stuff, such as like what was it, the Super Echo Mythic skin and the Super Jin Mythic skin and the Ari, give me your soul in exchange for this skin. You know what I mean? Like, despite all that, people had generally favorable, um, generally favorable opinion of Riot. But dude, you're gonna like Riot might actually just straight up let that evaporate with this game alone. It did on Arrival 2, a 2v2 tag game fighter with only 10 characters on launch sounds like a player retention nightmare. You don't make a splash into a heavily saturated genre like that. Oh man. Especially in a game where characters matter. Who would anyone be attached to if they didn't like any of the launch characters? That's a fair point. But let me also put this out in a way that feels even weirder. Boy, they made it work. Granblue Fantasy Versus. Let's look at that. Granblue Fantasy Versus. Base roster. Alright, so this one's talking about the 28 base roster on the new version of Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. Apparently, you know, they're playing the thing or whatever. So this was when the game was released. And he goes on to say, having a 28 base roster base character is a bit strange for Granblue. Even more so remembering that the base of the first one was just 11 characters. So in the first game, we had 11. So we're about to start the race. That's all. We're gonna switch. So, so the fact that we have, you know, Granblue Fantasy Versus was able to somewhat get away with this because it's a 1v1 fighting game. And mind you, they still got a whole lot of shit for it. A whole mess. It was terrible. They had to like they really made it a big deal whenever they were adding a character to the game. Because we went from 11 to the base roster of 28. I think now what we are at like 35, about to I think we're at like 35 now. See here. So let's go for this race. So we got Portillo. It'd be funny if it was the real Portillo. Either Portillo or Portillo. Probably Portillo. Well, let's go. You got a penalty for that. That's rough, bro. Rough. So, yeah. I don't know how... You know, Granblue Fantasy was one thing because it's technically a smaller IP. It's very popular in Japan, obviously. But, you know, it did have a cult following here overseas. And it's only grown exponentially since. So people could grow with were able to grow with it. We're talking League of Legends here. League of Legends has had this IP, this monstrous IP, for over a decade. So now you're telling me that, oh yeah, we're gonna make a fighting game based on the game that has like about almost 170 champions, and we're not gonna include, we're only gonna include 10. That's it, just 10. And it would be a huge slap in the face if they did something funny as make an original character for the game be one of the 10. That would be so hilarious. Because I know people are going to be salty. You want to know why? Because that's how people felt about this game right here, the one I'm playing, Gran Turismo 7. Whenever they add a bullshit ass VGT, a car that does not exist, into the game, or an EV, people get mad and super salty because they've confirmed that it takes about 3 to 4 months, depending on the car, to completely rig and model. So you're making the devs waste what's basically a 1/4 of their lives on an edition that no one's gonna want. Pretty rough. That sounds very counterintuitive for both the players and the developers. And all it does is just lead to hemorrhaging money. Hey, Storm Rage God. So, let's see here. But that's just a comparison that I can easily make right here, right now, you know? Let's see. Gonna allow us to accelerate it a little bit, make sure we don't get that penalty. Okay, that hill is strict. And Storm Rage God, be careful. Don't trip yourself out, bro. Uh-oh. So, in my opinion, I just might think League of Legends might be cooked a bit here. Not the game itself, but it's definitely gonna sour. 2XKO is definitely gonna sour the game for a lot of people who were expecting this game for about 10 years. I was one of them. So now it's gonna seem like it's not gonna be a game that I'm going to be interested in or vested in. Fact of the matter is, back when the game was just a 1v1, we had both Jinx and Katarina, and it took until apparently from what I see, about last year to confirm that Jinx is going to be in there, but Katarina gets deconfirmed. Bull. Master Yi, not there. Although to be fair, we never saw Master Yi being there in the first place. Something was going on. Storm Rage God has been spun out in Carne Tiesa 2000. So it was Carne Tiesa's fault. That Storm Rage God maybe feeling the rage. All right, we're about to get up the hill over here. I'm getting ghosted. Rage got hit that pretty hard. And Imusala. Let's go, baby. So we finished 7th, bottom half of grid. I mean, yeah, there's no driver rating updates, but still don't feel too good. But either way, let's keep reading about what we were reading. Yeah, got an Atia, so that was something else, wasn't it? All right, so let's check this out real quick. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus has 12 initial playable characters. See, yeah. Let's see, we'll make a tweet. You guys can join me. The situation. It released. Released with 12. Jesus Christ. Released with 12 characters. But that's a 1v1 game. Game with a weaker IP. There you go. So either way, there's that. So now I guess we talked about TXKO. But still. Yeah, let's see, because there's already a subreddit for this game. So they're thinking that Udyr might be in the base roster of the game. So you're waiting the Beast Freljord Udyr to Udyr. It's also visual effects time. Udyr's V2U gave me a good opportunity to push boundaries in League's visual effects style. The first inception of that came from the question, can I make Udyr look like he's in a fighting game and in League? Fighting games have always been a genre where you can express individual mastery over a character and its matchups. When I looked at Udir's new gameplay, and I immediately thought of that individual character skill expression you'd find in a fighting game. The stances have different uses cases. Bear stance is great against certain opponents in a 1v1 duel. Phoenix stance is great in an AoE situation, and so on. I picture Udyr player knowing when it is the right time to use those optimal stance, and that being the thing that differentiates between a good Udyr player and a great Udyr player. He's an incredibly versatile and flexible champion, exactly the type of characters I'd want in a fighting game. See, they can hype all this stuff up, say all this stuff up, but not follow up with it. This is more of something like I want it to happen, and not anything that's substantial or solid that's gonna say it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Away. Fighting game. Fighting game. Fighting game. Fighting game. Whatever. So we're probably going to... Ooh. There's still just enough soda at the bottom after the ice melted. Sweet. Alright, so there's that. I think that's enough fun. Enough Reddit fun. Let's see here. Is there anything else that I would like to see or talk about or have fun? Let's see, is there anything? Oh, here's a group post. Let's see here. This is a random, am I the asshole question? Alright, so am I the asshole? My husband's best friend's cat died, and he told me he is really depressed and wouldn't come out to do stuff with him this weekend, and I jokingly said men used to go to war. He immediately snapped back, saying men didn't hesitate to use belt on women who acted out when and say mean stuff like I did. I was just shocked. He just joked about domestic violence and sees nothing wrong with it. I asked him to apologize and take his words back, but he said I started it and walked away. I'm absolutely livid about this and scared. So apparently men can't have emotions. This is definitely an asshole moment where the poster is the asshole, because you saying that men used to go to war basically just said that, yeah, we used to just go and die for whatever reason. That was it. That was it for us. We used to go and die. War looks scary as fuck, dude. Not many people are made for war. Many people are forced in war. Seldom few actually thrive in war. Most are just survive and are left with a very terrible thing called PTSD and may or may not have missing limbs. Let's see here. Alright, so we got a minute. I guess we can roll around for 1 minute. Because so far there doesn't seem to be anything substantial in my current Twitter feed that's worth sharing. I need more people to follow. Because everything else is like, I don't know, culture war stuff, and I think it's kind of boring to recite that secondhand. Unless it's something like really big or insane. I don't know, maybe I'm just too boring to talk about it. Let's go. Alright, boys, here we go. So we got Storm Rage God once again. Hopefully he doesn't get screwed over again. I think Storm Rage God is a pretty good player. Got Felipe Gula, DGO Racer 19. We got a few Brazilians here. I would be careful with them anyway. A Perron, got Argentinian, pretty fast dude. I see him. I see you. Right, let's go. So we got Zach from Uruguay. I think that's the Uruguay flag. I'm still trying to learn my internationals. Whoa! Who was that? So it was probably Dath09 that did that then. Get bent. And so now we can try to race with Zach. All right. Zach holding it down. Storm Rage God. Being the Rage God that he is, he's pretty fast. We'll let him go through. He's coming from our left. Storm Rage God. Go for it. Oh boy. Careful, Zach. Right. Zach couldn't hold it. There we go. So now we're en route to try to catch up to Storm Rage God. It's funny, the main one that I had to worry about wasn't a Brazilian, it was another American. That was a good lap time, 127. Pretty neat. I think that was a little sketchy. So he decided to quit. Rip. So now we're in P8. I don't even know if that name's supposed to be pronounced. Pretty good lap time. Oh, we messed that up a bit. Yeah, we messed it up a bit. Shit. We slipping, bro. We slipping. We're a lot of FG. I'm about to let him pass. All right, there we go. P8. Not bad. I guess this will be it for today. So, I think it's also important for me to announce my schedule. I am going to not be streaming for 5 days. It's going to be down to 3 days. So, tomorrow, I will not be streaming. But I will be streaming again Friday. It would be Thursday. It'd be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And we're also going to start later. As you've seen, we started today at 3 p.m. So we're gonna go from So we're gonna bump it up from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's gonna be the current new stream schedule. So we'll only be streaming again Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And for anyone that decided to come and pop by, I appreciate you. You have the rest of your day and take care. And I will see you guys next time.